All right, welcome to the 5D Academy of Higher Consciousness, Zarathustra, and broadcasting from Tulum. And in a very magical way, as always, life takes place. Everything has come together. And finally, I'm stationary. At least it appears to be that way. And hopefully, there won't be any kind of interruptions in our future broadcast. Topic we're going to be talking about today is how to tap into this 5D quantum awareness, 5D consciousness, and once you tap into it, how you can remain in this level in the 5D consciousness. So before we get into explaining this, let's explore and find out what is 5D consciousness for those viewers who are watching this for the first time, and also as a reminder for our other participants. The 5D quantum awareness, entering into this level of consciousness, it's, first of all, simultaneously as we're living our ordinary lives, an aspect of us resides in different levels of consciousness. So even though basically we are wheeling and dealing during the day, in our waking state is in the third dimension, and that's what we're engaged with. But simultaneously, a part of us living in the fifth dimensional consciousness, and our intuition, our knowing, is coming from that level. So whatever all of a sudden these inspirations you're getting, or something that you just know down deep in your heart is coming from your higher self, that resides in fifth dimensional consciousness. Now, a lot of people think that when we're talking about fifth dimension, and there's a misunderstanding regarding the fifth dimension, because fifth dimension is not like a physical place. It's not a thing that it's not an object that we can achieve this object, we can get this object like other things we do in our lives. So it's really not a thing. It's a state of being, that this state we tap because we're like an elevator, and this elevator in different times, it goes up and down, if we call it up and down. Like there are moments in our lives that we're in, or it appears to be, it looks like we're in 5D consciousness. So you're in this place that it's absolutely silence within your head, in your mind, and you're not hearing thoughts, there's no busyness, and suddenly, without thinking, without really planning, you realize that you're operating and doing things without any thoughts. You're fluid with stuff. Things are happening. Not necessarily when we talk about that. Again, this is a misconception that people think that if you're in this flow, everything has to go your way. And so now you're in the 5D consciousness because things are going your way. But when we speak about expanding to higher levels of consciousness, there's a very powerful level of acceptance that is being developed within you. of acceptance of what is. And so in this level, this 5D consciousness level that we're seeking, is this peaceful, inner peaceful place without any conflicts, and there's no stories. And no matter what is happening, you're present with it. And in this happening, maybe your body is suffering. Maybe something has happened, but you're not in conflict with it. So there's no duality, there's no arguments in your mind. And this battle, inner battle that we go through and we're engaged in ordinary days, as if there's 2 or 3 people living inside you or more, and you're hearing all this negotiation or argument or self-blame or self-praise that is happening within ourselves. So entering into the 5th dimensional consciousness, that aspect disappears, and there is acceptance of whatever it is. Now, how do we enter into it, Hilde? This was into this consciousness, is it requires a level of awareness that in this understanding of the nature of existence of life, as we start to pay attention, we begin to notice that behind everything else, in a way you can say behind me, there are these 2 arms, these hands are at work. They're invisible hands, and you don't see these hands. And these hands are opening the way for you. And maybe shuts this, it's invisible, but shuts this up and opens something else. So suddenly you are guided to go in a different direction as the direction you thought you were going. Because the nature of consciousness is like a river. And when the water is flowing down in a river or anywhere, you pour water wherever you are, water is going to take the path of least existence, of the least resistance. I'm sorry, I'm saying existence. Water takes the path of least resistance. So you can always go out somewhere in your yard or wherever and pour some water down somewhere which there is a little bit of a curve. It's not totally flat. And just see how water goes. But it's going to go down, but it will take the path of least resistance. So now how is this going to help you in this understanding that we're starting, it's happening to us, like there's an expansion of understanding of the absolute. In this understanding, we're starting to notice that there is something at work, that we are not touching it. There's a force that is putting things together, closing this door, opening another door. And once you start to understand this and kind of recognize it, that there's a greater part of yourself which has always been here. There's an intelligence beyond my intelligence, way more intelligent. That this part, which is a part of myself, it knows things. And it operates and pushes you to go in this direction, but you don't see it, but it exists. Just because we don't see that and we don't touch it But we know there's an intelligence far greater than our understanding at work, as it does the miracles it does. And it's involved in every aspect of our lives. From your body, it operates your body. It's just a full intelligence that knows what it's doing. From the time you eat something to the time it leaves your body, the digestion, all the activities that is happening inside your body, something is doing it. And then from anything else, from when you're sleeping at night, you don't have to think about breathing, like, do I need to breathe in the middle of the night? It's happening automatically. From during the day, when you're driving, you're operating, whatever you're doing. And you can see there's a mechanic. There's something that knows what to do. And you're not always directing it or aware of it, but this thing is operating stuff. So we're entering into this higher level of consciousness by noticing that there is this phenomena which is larger than all of us, and it's here. So you notice it. You start understanding that there is a presence. There is something. In comparison to the average human being, that things are physical. There's only white, black and white, and they're thinking very much left brain. And if it's not logical, and it doesn't make sense, it doesn't exist. But the nature of the spirit and existence is beyond that. Yeah? Have you noticed that? We all have noticed, and we're all attracted to something. We can call it God, we can call it the spirit, we can call it Krishna, we can call it Christ. We in new modern day we're saying consciousness. Back in the day they called it God or Allah or Jehovah. Which is not an object. It's a presence. And we're within this presence. And for us, there's this awakening, this process that we're going through together is noticing and becoming aware of this other part of ourselves, that we're breathing into it, we're drinking in it, we're sleeping in it, we're in this thing. It's inside us, it's outside us, and it's like a manager managing our lives, even though it appears to be that we are managing our lives. It looks like we're in charge, we're managing our lives. But it's this power, this level of consciousness which exists. Because I want to compare myself to this higher level of awareness, I'm just like a little baby. Let's say you have like a 6-year-old baby, 6 months old baby, 6 months. They can't do anything. They're completely dependent on mommy and daddy. They don't know anything. They don't have the ability to even put a blanket on themselves. They can't change themselves. If they poo-poo, so you have to clean them. You have to feed them. You have to take care of them. You have to do everything for them. And that's the same thing with us. There is this intelligence that is doing everything for us. Yet it appears to be that you're doing it. It looks like you're doing this stuff, but for a moment, compare yourself to the baby, which you don't know anything. And mama, papa, the greater one, is taking care of stuff for you. So it's first is noticing it. You become aware of this, that it exists, and it's in you, it surrounds you, it dances around you, it plays around you, it's within you, it's here all the time. Here all the time. And it's not something you can separate yourself from it. It's not something you can lose. You can't lose it. And it's not something you can gain. Because if you gain something, you can lose it. You know, I have a telephone, I have an iPhone, I buy an iPhone, but then I can lose the iPhone. Yes, I can buy one more, but it's an object. The same thing. This intelligence, you don't gain it and you don't lose it. You are floating in it, you're swimming into it. It's always here. And this intelligence, in the meantime that you're swimming into it, is taking care of you in the same time. And as you understand, means your consciousness is expanding to fifth dimensional consciousness, to a higher level of understanding. You begin to notice the presence that is here. And as you notice it, this anxiety that runs through us, this tightness, this paranoia that we experience during our days, and this loneliness that may haunt us, and these voices that they come with it, which is a part of the deal, all of it. You begin to notice they're false. You begin to notice that they are a part of the show, but they're not real. And the reason they're not real is because they're not there all the time. In comparison into the space you're in comparison to this sense you have that you are. You have this sense of I am. Now put I am a man, I am Zarathustra, I am American, or I'm Iranian, or put these things aside, outside of it. You know, I'm a Sagittarius, my human design is blah, blah, blah. Put the stuff away and then just examine it for yourself for a moment. Examine this presence for a moment. You're just here. And there is, once you just kind of like settle into it, and you're not trying to figure it out with thinking. You know, it's like you're kind of like surrendering to what is, even though it may not be going your way, even though things aren't going your way. It doesn't matter. It's coming into the fifth dimensional consciousness. Put the idea that everything has to go your way. You're just understanding the presence. There's this being, there's this presence here. And you're in it, you're here. And then there are glimpses and moments that you experience, there's peace. You can check it out right now. It's very, very simple. It's available. It's here. You know, these few moments that you are not engaged with anything, not trying to accomplish anything. There's just a moment that finally you're like, oh, you know. Yeah, there's a moment of settling. And this is, we can call it, is entering into the 5D consciousness. If you're not creating any kind of story of fifth dimensional consciousness and fantasizing that it's an object, you put that away, and you're not making it that 5D quantum awareness consciousness means I have to feel really good, or things must go my way, and there won't be any thunders and there won't be any rain. You put these stories away. You're not objectifying this level of awareness. And then suddenly you just, as you're here, suddenly you find yourself in this place. And in this disengagement of the struggle of trying to achieve something or somewhere, you discover yourself in this expanded place, which is, it's effortless. And we're just going to check it out. It's just because you don't have to do anything for it. You don't have to reach anything. It's already here. All you have to do is just relax into it and enjoy it. And don't even entertain the idea that you have to be meditating. You just are chilling out, as Americans say. You are here in this place. This is entering into the 5D realm. And as you can see, it's effortless. It doesn't really require doing anything or not doing. It's just noticing the presence of your own self, a greater part of yourself, which is simply here. And it's not negotiating with you, its presence. Because there are a lot of people think that they have to do a lot of past life or they have to get into traumas of their past and fix those things. then they can do this. But this, it doesn't have requirements. You can still do your psychological childhood trauma stuff. That's a separate thing with the air you're breathing, the water you're drinking. The water you're drinking, the air you're breathing doesn't care you're having childhood issues or not. It's not discriminating. Oh, you need to work on yourself before you can breathe. No, the air is here. Same as this presence. The presence of ourselves, the being, our aura. And the intelligence of understanding of the fifth dimensional consciousness, it's here. It surrounds you. It doesn't have any prerequisite, any kind of agenda. It's just all for you to do at this stage is to kind of stop and kind of like hang out, to be, bringing your attention, if you want to do something to help yourself, bring your attention on the I am, the state of I am. Not I am this, I am that. Just always come back to I am. And then you're in your 5D self. You cannot be outside of it. It's impossible. But the mind wants to go everywhere and do all kinds of stuff. It's telling you you're not worthy to be in this place. It's telling you you haven't done enough meditation. It's telling you you need to work on yourself. You need to work on your emotional issues, your childhood issues. If you want to go further, it will come up with stories that the reason you're not at peace with yourself, or you have some health issues, or you have financial issues, or you have relationship issues, is because of your ancestors. Is because your ancestors did something and you're paying their karma. You're carrying their lineage. Your mind will come and tell you these stories. And then you, again, postponing this, you literally postpone it, and you start working on those stuff, which has nothing to do with this. Because those are objects. You're going to go in the world of objects. This is not object. It's not an accomplishment. Accomplishments are objects. You have to accomplish an object. This is simply I am. It's here. It was here before you were born. Your body was born into your state of I am. Your existence is not because of your body. Okay? You're not here because you have a body. I am is who you are. So this is a recognition of the fifth dimensional consciousness is a recognition. You recognize it. And a lot of us, we somehow, either you're reading a book, or if we're lucky, or it's meant to be, we have a teacher is directing us, because there's so much stuff out there. And all of these stuff that they're there, as interesting as they are, I'm not putting them down, okay? But they're not directing you to this. They're taking you away from it, because they're asking you to accomplish something. Cut the cord with your ancestors, or work on your childhood issues, or clear your past karmas, or blah, 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 blah. But they're, okay, you got to do a lot of breathing. Yeah, the breathing is breath work is amazing. It helps you come to this space. But you didn't get to this space because of breath work. You get to this space because it's your natural state. The breath work just reminded you. It was a tool of recognizing your own natural state. Are you with me? You understand what I'm saying? Is this making any sense? Is it getting a little bit more clear? Because this is going to help you. Recognizing it is going to help you to liberate yourself. It helps you to become free from this stories. That there are a lot of stories there. There's all these teachings, all this stuff, that you're engaged with objects. The fifth dimensional consciousness is not an object. So if you think of it as an object, you can never reach it or recognize it. It just keeps you in bondage. You keep doing more stuff. But this is not from doing stuff. This is from simply recognizing I am. It doesn't require doing anything. You don't have to go do a lot of breath work. Breath work could help you if you have a very busy mind, you got a lot of stuff. And for those people who can't, they're not ready for simplicity of this teachings, yet in the meantime, sophisticated, highly sophisticated understanding, yet extremely simple, which comes together. It's a paradox. And they're not ready for it, which is understood. It's okay, it's fine. So then you just feel like you have to do this other stuff, you have to da-da-da-da. But then some of us, for a selected few, for some reason, which I don't know, grace of God, why you or me or us, at one point, it, which you were living in it, somehow finds us worthy, finds us cooked, ready to recognize it. And in this recognition, suddenly you discover yourself that you are in 5D consciousness. And you're actually always there. and you never left. It just, you're so involved with the objects that you're projecting this I am state as if something you're going in it and you're coming out of it, but there's no going in and out. You're already in here and it's around you, and it has nothing to do with your behavior. You know, you may be a good boy, good girl, you know, it's still there. You may be doing something good. No, hey, I went and had sex with my best friend's husband or wife. And did really something very horrible. The stories in our heads. I'm using an example. Oh, I've been a slut, or I haven't been good, or I've been lying, or I've been stealing. This I am does not have anything to do with what you do during the day, whether you're a good person or a bad person, whether you're eating vegetarian food or you're drinking vodka in the morning when you wake up. It has nothing to do with it. These are objects, you know. It's a glass of water I'm drinking. Could be a glass of tequila or vodka or gin, doesn't matter. But this has nothing to do, this behavior. It has nothing to do with the level of I am, the level, the understanding of the level of the state of I am, that I am has no interference with my human behavior during the day or what I do. They're completely separated, yet they're one. It's in your mind and all the conditioning that we've been brought up that in order to be awakened, in order to be one with God, or to be in this ultimate peaceful state within yourself of liberation, you have to have certain behaviors and you have to look certain way. Like if I belong to Tibetan monks, or I'm in India, then maybe, you know, I become an Indian sannyasin. I'm wearing my bindi and all my relics and stuff like that, or I shave my head, or I wear dress orange or red. If I'm hanging out with Kundalini yoga Sikhs in the Europe, everybody's wearing a head thing, or you have to wear dress white, and you're vegetarian or you're vegan, and or you don't touch alcohol, or you don't smoke cigarettes. But later on, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these people. I'm not, these various different kind of practices. They are where they are. And it could lead them to this understanding. But this understanding doesn't have requirements. It's just here, and you're in it. So again, it doesn't resonate with a lot of people because they're not ready for it. It doesn't, you know, they will say, no, well, you know, I have to cleanse myself and clean myself. Or some people may say, I need to be celibate and I need to free myself from desires, or I have to, okay, fine. That's where they are. They're not ready for this. This gets more refined. So again, back to what we talked about earlier with Hilda, as I mentioned to her, is first let's understand what is the 5D consciousness. And then we talked about how to access it. Well, it's already here. All you have to do is just recognize there's a force, there's a presence here in the fabric of existence, which is not physical, because the 5D consciousness is not an object, so you can't touch it or grab it, or it's not a place you can go to. It's just a recognition of a greater force of nature, of creation, which is here. And in that recognition, you can relax in it. And boom. Suddenly, you just find yourself, if your mind's not busy, if you're not going through some struggle in the moment, suddenly you're able to melt into it and feel the expansion of it. And the reason you're not feeling it all the time is because you get engaged. Your mind gets engaged with the world of objects. So that's why you go to your teacher. That's why I went to my teacher, because I could not sustain it on my own. I needed someone who was established in this place. They got it and they're living in it. And they've been living in it for 20, 30 years. So they don't, then they're just saying, okay, just this way. This is the way, Zarathustra, you're going. Just keep going. Stay there till you recognize it. And it's okay. You may be banging your head against this wall, that wall, 100 times, thousands of times. That's fine. Your teacher is always going to be there for you without any judgments. If they're fully awakened, there's no judgment. They don't judge you. You come, you go practice something else, you hate it, you come back. They understand your ups and downs. So it's nice connecting with all of you. Those of you who are viewing this broadcast for the first time, my website is zarathustra.tv, and my social media pages are Zarathustra 5D. And to contact us is info@zarathustra.tv.
Thank you so much for your explanation.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's making more sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
clicking a little bit more.
And when I started opening up, I just was sitting watching people through my window, but then it's something clicked, and I just felt that what are they doing? They look so old, they look so gray, and everything looks so difficult for them, and then I know that I were talking to you about it, and you told me, yeah, but you had a glimpse of 5D, And we have been searching for 5D, where is it? But then I just felt that it was something within me with my understanding for everything. Because it's not a state, it is just the way of thinking, so to speak, that we feel something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Monica, go ahead.
Yes. What is the difference when I meditate and have no thoughts? Am I in 5D then?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Then
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
It was very
Right.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. 5D is a way of saying it. It's
Yes.
just a reference point.
Mm.
Yeah. You're in this expanded place. What average seeker makes the mistake is they think it's an object. What happens is I relax and I'm in this place. And what happens is in my mind, I create a condition for it. The condition means I need to be in this place all the time. Now I put a condition on it. That if I'm not in this blissed out state all the time, I did something wrong. Well, you're not supposed to be in this physical blissed out state all the time with your nervous system, because you get angry, you get sad, you get anxiety. So if you're relating this to nervous system, then you're in trouble, because majority of spiritual seekers are relating it to their nervous system. Like, I need to be super calm and blissed out. You get blissed out, you get super calm, and you also get nervous, and you also have anxiety and fear, because they're part of your human system.
Yes.
This understanding doesn't change. I am is who you are. If you're nervous and you're in anxiety, your I am is not less I am or more I am. It's still I am. Nobody said awakened beings, liberated beings, do not experience their nervous system, their body functions. Those do not change. You can still get angry, you can get sad, you can react. All of these things in a liberated being, awakened being, is exactly the same as in other human beings. Nothing is different. The difference is that someone who awakened, they don't relate their nervous system, their body reactions, whether they're sick, they're happy, they have anxiety, they get afraid. They do not attach that to their being. They don't say, oh, because of this reactions, I have to work on myself. I'm not there. because you already know I am is the background of it. In the background is the I am. Like that meditative state you experience. That's the background of it. Everything else in the front part appears and disappears. It goes up, it goes down. It comes, it goes. So you recognize that part. You recognize, and you don't make any judgment. You're not expecting feeling this expansion every moment in your life. You already notice it exists and you are it. But then you allow your body to get contracted every once in a while without any judgments. Then all of a sudden you realize, like, wait a minute. Actually, this deep calmness is always inside me. I'm not losing the calmness. It's always there, even at time of stress. This other part of me doesn't change. It's not moving. That is something we need our teacher to tell us and take us there, because it's so moved into each other. It appears to be that you need someone to separate it for you, and you get it. This relationship, this love, this connection, which is both ways. It's forgot the right word for it. Yeah, it's not one way. It just goes back and forth, and it keeps growing. It's the love, it's the trust, it's the journey we have together. We're tied into each other for some reason, for whatever period of time it is, but there's no way out of it.
Thank God.
So, yeah. So, Ms. Hilda, I'm going to try to see if I can fit somewhere in between these schedules. I don't know whether in Norway or maybe in Sweden. I have no idea. And then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It appears to be that it's coming together. It looks like
Happy
that.
to hear that.
And when? Zarathustra?
I'm heading to Poland on around 14th of October. A group who are, I don't know, I think an hour or 2 hours away from Warsaw. They invited me. They want me to do an event for their people. It's a private event. And so I'm finished by, what is it, 22nd of, I think, of October, I believe, 22nd, 23rd. Then there's a week that I don't have anything, and Hilda just booked that place we always do our workshops, that which we like, in Hamar. So I need to figure out my time between 22nd and 29th, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. Between 22nd to 29th of October, I need to see if I can book something that I go somewhere and I teach. So, all right. Nice seeing you all.
Thank
Loving
you.
you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll meet. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions. You all know how to get a hold of me. And I look forward to seeing you next Thursday.
Me too.
All right.